soon.
And I'm Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Primetime Wrestling. Boy, I'm excited this week, and rightly so, because we have with us, as our feature attraction, the world's heavyweight champion Hulk Hogan in a 15-foot-high steel cage, a chance to see Benedict Arnold get his dues. First things first. First things first, Bobby. This has got to be the worst piece of garbage I ever heard in my life. Some X-rated, you have a lot of audacity putting something like that in my hands. That's not a meeting of any kind. That's a piece of filth.
You must have put something on here.
Please.
The tape I gave you last week was nothing like that.
You're disgusting, you know that?
Oh, wait a minute. I'm being honest with you.
Honest? It'd be the first time in your life you'd ever be honest.
The tape I gave you last week was the minutes of the meeting, and it was a whole meeting with Jack Tunney and I.
Sounds like something you Miss Betty put together.
I beg your pardon.
Well, that's
Betty
what
put
it looks
together
like
nothing.
to me. But nothing will change my mind about the feeling of today's program, because we have with us the world's heavyweight champion. We're going to see quite a bit of him. In fact, you're laughing, huh? You're going to be laughing when it's over.
I'll look into this.
We're going to see quite a bit of the Hulkster this week here on Primetime Wrestling. We have some other interesting features that involve him. We're also going to take a look at the magnificent Morocco at Hillbilly Jim the Anvil Neidhart, a whole Rotundo. What is it?
One important thing, this cage match, the only way to win it is you go through the door or over the top. I want the people to be the judge.
The first one to reach the arena floor in any way, shape, or form
Orndorff
is
reached the floor
Let's
first.
go now to Leaping Lanny Poffo and the Magnificent One.
This match is one fall with a 20-minute time limit. First, from Downers Grove, Illinois, weighing 253 pounds, Leaping Lanny Poffo. His opponent from Sunset Beach, Hawaii, weighing 275 pounds, the Magnificent Morocco. And Mr. Poffo has a poem which he has written for this evening.
To make a Don Morocco speech is not too hard for some. You need a word that rhymes with beach and one that rhymes with bum.
Short and sweet by Leaping Lanny Poffo. Not to the liking of the Magnificent One, Don Morocco. Gorilla Monsoon here at ringside in the Boston Garden with Lordship Alfred Hayes.
Short and
Morocco,
sweet,
he
to the
announced
point.
at 275, but he's close to 300 in my book.
Yes,
I don't believe I've ever seen him any bigger than he is right now.
No, and in my opinion and in my book, he is the coldest and most brutal of all wrestlers that I've ever seen in the whole of my wrestling career.
Well, I think you had the dubious distinction in 1986 of putting more guys in the hospital than anyone else in the World Wrestling Federation.
That was his record, yes, and he's proud of it, believe it or not.
And the devious one, Mr. Fuji, very conspicuous by his absence.
I wonder where he is.
Maybe out buying a new tux, I don't know.
Yes. I wonder if he's celebrating Japanese New Year or something.
I don't know when that falls, Alfred, whether it comes later on or before or during or...
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Poffo looks in great shape.
He certainly does.
Starting to bulk up. He told me for 1987 he was going to bulk up and put on about 25 additional pounds, all in the right places, and still be able to do all that aerial stuff that he does.
I wonder if he could be so lithe and so flexible.
Well, there it is, the one-hand backflip right over and into an arm wringer, takes Morocco over. Morocco up quickly. Oh, handful of hair got him out of trouble. Kip up by the youngster, complaining about the hair pull.
They were great moves by Poffo, but quite ineffectual against Morocco. You just can't hurt this man. He is so big, so tough, so powerful. Difficult to hurt him.
Former Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion. Won it in Madison Square Garden. Took it away from Pedro Morales.
Yes, and that was a feat. Mr. Everything, as you called him. Morocco did that when Pedro Morales was on a real roll, a real tear as well.
In his prime, so to speak.
Yes, absolutely.
Morocco taking the easy way out, goes immediately to the ropes to break the hammerlock by leaping. Of course, Poffo been extremely successful since he's coming here to the World Wrestling Federation.
Absolutely. He's taken the role of aggressor in this particular match. He obviously has a game plan. to take the battle to Morocco. I don't know whether that's advisable or not, but Morocco is a notoriously slow starter. He could surprise him.
He likes it better when it goes 25, 30 minutes, and then he gets warmed up.
Yes.
And then he becomes extremely dangerous.
Yes, very, very, very vicious and very violent and very brutal.
Number of reversals here on a hammerlock, and leaping ends up with it. And Morocco looks like he's going to go to the ropes with it once more.
Which he does. And quite honestly, Morocco has such powerful arms, it's difficult to visualize anybody, let alone Poffo, being able to damage him in that respect.
Talk about the world's heavyweight champion, Hulk Hogan, on 24-inch pythons. Morocco is not too far from there.
No, he's not, definitely not. I think power-wise, he may have the edge on the world champion.
Well, at least leaping, he's got a plan. As you said earlier on, he's going to work on that left arm and shoulder and pick out a spot on the big guy and try to, oh, look out. Drop down, oh, look at that, beautiful cartwheel and kip there. And Lanny is showing us that he hasn't lost any of that speed.
No, that was excellent strategy by Poffo, because he was surprised rather by what Morocco did, but it still didn't faze him. So far, I'm extremely impressed with what Poffo is doing.
What a filthy display by Morocco. He blew his nose on the floor, Alpha. Did you see that?
That is a shocking thing.
That's disgusting.
That really is.
Probably learned that from Fuji.
Yes, but I don't think the referee is going to disqualify him for such a move.
Oh, look at that. Suckered him right in. Gave him an arm and brought the knee up right into the solar plex area. And now Morocco starting to unload with a heavy artillery.
And he certainly can. Morocco can knock you out in an instant.
Got a lot of tape on. Oh, look at the neck snap.
What a move by Morocco.
Chiropractor would charge you quite a bit for that particular movement right there.
I'm sure he would. But he might be sued for malpractice, too.
Oh, look at that elbow. Over backwards. Down onto the hardwood floor here in the Boston Gardens go leaping Lanny Poffo. He's not leaping very much right now.
No, Lanny Poffo had all of this match in the first 5 or 6 minutes, and then just one shot with the knee to the stomach of Poffo by Morocco changed the whole course of this bout.
But
the pendulum's gone the other way.
Look at the guts on the youngster trying to get back in there.
A little foolhardy trying to come back so quickly. He should have taken his time.
Watch out. Oh, beautiful atomic drop, well executed by the Magnificent One.
And he does it so easily. But here is his cold brutality beginning to show now.
Front face lock, punishing hold. He's looking into the camera saying, hi, Mom. Do you believe that? Give me a break, Don.
Really. I'm sure his mother wants to see him doing this.
Oh.
Maybe she does. Who knows? Who can tell?
Administering some punishment now with that front face lock. Referee's actually got to reach under there and make sure that that's not a chokehold. And the referee did not do that. Paying for with every move now. I think he tried to throw him out, and Lanny got that right foot up front there and stopped him. Oh, neck breaker.
Oh, what a move by Morocco there.
Right down on the back of the head of Lanny.
The youngster now is finding it very, very hard to hold his defense against Morocco, but he is a resilient youth, and he may yet show us something.
Look at that!
Just as I said that, he did.
Leaping brought those knees up just at the last split second and caught the Magnificent One right in the lower abdomen area. But here he comes. And Lanny is waiting for him. The youngster's got that adrenaline flowing now. That right hand is doing some damage. Right on the jaw. Down goes the big guy. Oh, look at this. Showing us some power. Lanny now going. This is his favorite move. It could be all over. No, he couldn't get it.
Oh, the power of Morocco there. Although he's taken tremendous punishment, he was still able to push him out. Look at this.
Oh, got caught with a power slam. Hooks the leg. Goodbye.
You got to hand it to Morocco. He really is a magnificent wrestler.
Looked for a moment like it was all over, but in fact it wasn't.
The winner of this match, the Magnificent Morocco.
The magnificent one, Don Morocco, showing us that ring experience. Here it comes.
Tremendous slam here by young Poffo. He goes for his finishing hold and absolutely executes it well. But look at the power, Morocco, right up both hands.
He didn't hook a leg or anything, Alfred. He
No.
might have got Morocco with that move had he hooked a leg.
A little inexperienced there, but here more inexperienced because look, trap, power slam, a tremendous power slam.
Now look at that leg
And then hook.
Actually almost a cradle position, and that's all she wrote for leaping Lanny Poffo here in the Boston Garden. That brings to mind for me watching that the #1 Frenchman, Rene Goulet, who took and literally scrapped his claw hold because he couldn't win a match with it. And Leaping Lanny, under normal conditions, would put somebody away with that backflip off the top.
You know, talking about this tape.
I'm not talking about the tape. I'm done with the tape. It's a piece of garbage that you had put together to try to humiliate me.
No, I didn't. I'll see to you get a new one. Mark my words.
I'll just wait for the official word to come out as to what went down in the hearing. In fact, we're going to get some further insight on that. No question in my mind. It's only you can't keep it a secret forever. True or false?
False.
There has been a golden boy around the World Wrestling Federation for some, shall I say,
60 years.
60 years, 30
Scotland.
would be. Well, I'm not talking about Arnold Scotland. I'm talking about the golden boy, Danny Spivey.
You've seen one golden boy, you've seen them all.
No, not exactly true, Bobby the Brain Heenan. Now that you mentioned golden boy Arnold Scotland, he had quite a career here in the World Wrestling Federation. We're going to be taking a look at the golden boy of today, Danny Spivey, against a real tough cookie in JJ, Jimmy Jack Funk. Let's go to ringside.
I want to see Scotland.
Time
You
limit.
will someday.
First from Amarillo, Texas, weighing 249 pounds, Jimmy Jack Funk. And his opponent from Tampa, Florida, weighing 275 pounds, the golden boy, Danny Spivey.
Will Monsoon here at ringside in the Boston Gardens. A tremendous crowd on hand. Joining me at ringside here, his lordship Alfred Hayes, after a very nice vacation in your homeland.
Yes, I really enjoyed that. But it's fun and it's really nice to be back. And where better could I be than right here in Boston?
Boy, this is a town that a lot of exciting things happen in, and right now we're looking at the golden boy, Danny Spivey, and his opponent, the Lone Ranger.
The Lone Ranger, yes, Jimmy Jack Funk, and you may call him the Lone Ranger, but he's certainly a force in there, in the ring. He's one of the hottest in the heavyweight ranks today, and I think Spivey might be on the wrong end of a decision here.
Well, I happened to catch a glimpse of him up in the North End earlier this afternoon, Alfred, and he had the mask on.
you haven't seen him full face yet.
No, absolutely not. Spivey gaining control immediately. And Jimmy Jack taking a little walk for himself, the sign of a true ring veteran.
Yes, he's learning the tricks of that particular route right now, because when he first was wrestling with the WWF, he didn't take the easy way out at all.
Tower of London still there, I presume.
Yes, nobody sold it, nobody's bought
Queen
it.
is still there. She's doing well.
She did ask about you.
She did. Oh, my God, I can't believe it.
She wants you to go to one of her tea parties.
Oh, I'd love it. Golden Boy slips right out underneath, comes up with a hammerlock of his own. And he can apply the pressure with that 6'8" frame of his. And you can see the look of pain on. Oh, look at that. That's one of the nicest break moves I've ever seen.
Yes, a very astute move. Spivey made a lot of progress last year. I wonder if 1987 is going to be his year where he makes, in fact, more progress.
Well, I'm sure he wants to forget about 1986. That's where he suffered that severe knee injury that required some orthoscopic surgery. However, he seems to be back and pretty close to 100%.
Yes,
he's demonstrating right here that he is anyway.
Yes, Spivey, he doesn't stop for anything, and he moves all the time. And I think he's a match for Jimmy Jack Funk in strength.
Oh, look out. atomic drop coming up. Nailed him with it. Oh, drop kick by the big guy.
Well, he's certainly moving around very, very well for the beginning of 1987. He obviously didn't do too much celebrating the way he's running around this ring.
Almost knocked the mask off him.
Yeah.
Almost drop kicked the mask right off the kisser of Jimmy Jack.
I think you'd give anything to see his face.
Yes,
gorilla.
I would. Yes, I would indeed. Of course, I might be disappointed once I did.
But it is a strange mask.
It certainly is.
As you say, it's the Lone Ranger there.
That could be a mistake for Jimmy Jack Funk.
Yes,
Go that route with Danny Spivey.
definitely. He backed off at the last moment there in any case. So
Danny Spivey, Alfred, still teaming up, I would assume, in 1987 with the All-American out of Syracuse University, Mike Rotundo.
One would hope so, because they're really a devastating combination together. They've had few, if any, Mars on their record, blots on their record. They've done so well as a team. I want to see them continue that.
Handful of hair gets him out, ducks underneath a double one. Oh, high cross body, whoa! Almost ended up in our lap here. Spivey got the worst of that.
Yes, he did. That was an excellent move by Funk. It shows that somewhere in that, underneath that mask, he's beginning to think wrestling a little more, rather than just trying to hammer his opponent into the ground.
I think the Golden Boy got the wind knocked out of him. Now he's literally at the mercy of Jimmy Jack. Referee screaming for a clean break in the ropes, highly unlikely.
Really, he's having difficulty already with these two. Man. Spivey hasn't been able to use his height to any advantage, and if he lies around like that, Jimmy Jack Funk is going to crawl all over him.
Deliberate clothesline right in front of the referee on the top rope. Could be construed as a automatic disqualification in my book, man.
Yes, and that was a very haphazard attempt at covering Spivey there. A little sloppy on JJ Funk's part, but that's to be expected with him.
Reverse chinlock now by Jimmy Jack, who had to spend quite a bit of time, I understand, in the bunkhouse.
Yes, he
They
did.
literally tied him up in there, wouldn't let him out.
No, but now that he's out, he's making the most of it.
Well, let's hope so. Not an easy guy to get by, but he hasn't been all that successful here in the World Wrestling Federation, but he's made life miserable for a lot of people.
He certainly has, and here's where Spivey is using that tremendous height to his advantage.
JJ stuck his finger right in the eye of the Golden Boy, and there goes Spivey. Whoa, hard. Onto
Really
the floor here in the Boston Garden.
I think it looks as if Jimmy Jack Funk was in danger of losing his mask there. He's tying some strings at the back of it.
I could get him some crazy glue if you want to call a timeout here.
So maybe your wish was almost granted there.
He's had trouble with that since the match started. He's going to help him back in here.
Yeah, the hard way, I think.
Oh, nice block by Danny in the left hand. He's a southpaw. Another block and another big left. Oh, snapped him right on that top rope once again.
That was another good move by Jimmy Jack Funk, because he had two shots at Spivey. Both were blocked, and yet he still had something up his sleeve to come back with.
He does some of those little spurt things that are good, but unfortunately they don't
Running
come often
slam.
enough. Power slam. Nailed him with it. Look at that. He didn't even go for the cover.
No, tremendous power. He's going to try something, and that's not really his style.
High risk move. Nailed him right between the eyes. Now he's going to go for the cover. I think he's a little late with that.
Yes, he was. And he didn't get the full force of that coming off the top rope there that he would like to have done. He missed a little bit also with that clothesline.
Oh, look, he's going for a bulldog of his own. Oh, got thrown off and rammed right into the turnbuckle. Full speed ahead.
I think he underestimated Spivey there. I thought he thought he'd put the finishing touches to Spivey, but he hadn't, obviously.
Spivey nails him downstairs, and there's that big roundhouse left again. Funny, because the patented finish hold of the Golden Boy is in fact a bulldog as well.
Absolutely. I think the hooded man there was trying to make a mockery of him. Oh,
Backdrop. JJ in trouble and backing up. Timeout. He would like a little timeout.
Unfortunately for him, there is no timeout.
No, Spivey was showing a little ring weariness there because he had trouble administering that backdrop. But he's coming back a little better now.
Well, that's not hard to understand. He's been thrown in and out of the ring now a few times.
Yes.
Got clothesline on the ropes a half a dozen. Oh, look at that shot.
Woo!
What a clothesline by the Golden Boy.
What a clothesline. My word.
Jimmy Jack in deep trouble right now. Follows him right in. Goes for a sunset reverse roll up. Shoulders are down. It's over.
What a clothesline he hit him with. It's the best I've seen.
He followed him in 100 miles an hour and really nailed him.
Here's your winner, the Golden Boy, Danny Spivey.
Danny Spivey with another impressive victory here in single competition in the Boston Garden. Let's go back and take a look at how he polished off. Here comes that clothesline off it.
In he goes.
Followed
Comes
him
out,
right
look
in.
at this. Boom! Oh!
Almost
Nearly
did a
jackknifed
360.
him. Yes. Jackknife. There was absolutely nothing that the Jimmy Jack Funk could do about this now. It's purely academic. Follow that up, put him in, and roll him back up. Pin those two shoulders. 1, 2, 3. A perfectly executed fall.
Very impressive victory for the Golden Boy, Danny Spivey, here in the Boston Garden.
Wow, very impressive victory, I would say, because JJ is not an easy guy to get by with his unorthodox style and, shall we say, not having both oars in the water.
You know, I do a little detective work here.
You do?
Yeah, I've done some. You know what I found out?
Well, I'm afraid you're going to tell us
Golden Boy,
anyway.
Danny Spivey, is the son of Arnold Skolin. Not many people know that. That's what I found out.
Tell you that, Miss Betty.
Well, I did hear. Yeah,
I'll tell you where a whole lot of
Betty
talk
told me
is
that.
going on right now in the World Wrestling Federation. That's about the new WWF fan club. Have you heard about it?
Yeah, but I can't get a number on it. You wouldn't give it to me before when I asked you.
I gave you the number a number of times. In fact, I gave it to everybody. If you
Give me
want
the number again.
you want to get involved in the new WWF fan club, it's 1-800-843-3409.
Slow down.
1-800. 1-800-843-34. Oh, that's a 409. No wonder you can never get the number. You can't write, for God's sake.
I'm going to call this
Right
number.
now, it's time to go to a special interview.
Thank you very much, Gorilla Monsoon, and of course, Bobby the Brain Heenan. Now, granted, directing this to Bobby the Brain Heenan, certainly Hercules, a very legitimate title contender for the belt currently worn by the heavyweight champion Hulk Hogan. But one man who is emerging as perhaps the most vicious, the most devastating contender Hulk Hogan has ever had to deal with. Speaking, of course, of Kamala, the Ugandan headhunter, we have all seen the trail of opponents that he has had carried out of the ring via stretchers when they have been on the receiving end of that incredible splash of his. Kamala, of course, brought here to the World Wrestling Federation by the man they call the Wizard, and it seems, considering the power of Chaka Khan's tooth, Kamala's becoming almost more vicious week after week.
From Singapore to Paris, the entire world has watched week after weekend Kamala coming off the top rope is the most awesome sight in the world today. As you said, Ken, easy Kamala, take his mask off, Alua Kamala Dolo Kimchi. As you yourself said, it has been a string and a convoy of broken bodies carried out stretcher after stretcher, body after body, as Kamala zeroes in on the world champion Hulk Hogan himself. Easy Kamala, you see in 87. It is written that Kamala will beat Hulk Hogan and become the new world heavyweight wrestling champion.
We'll be back with more primetime right after this.
It's time to bring you all the latest breaking news on what's going down here in the World Wrestling Federation, who's going where and what's happening and what's going down. I'll tell you one guy who's about to explode upon the scene here in the World Wrestling Federation, a dear friend of yours.
Who?
Outback Jack.
Outhouse Jack.
No, Outback Jack.
Oh, Outback Jack, yeah.
Outback Jack, an outstanding individual, a huge guy at some 6'6", 300 pounds plus, and he's got some very unusual friends.
You know why he's wrestling here in the
Why?
WWF? Australia didn't want him.
Go to the footage.
You know, I reckon you blokes probably think about koala bears when you think of your Aussie mates. Well, they're cute little buggers. But they're not what you'd call a major pastime. Now, I tell you, take pub crawling. Mate, that's a major pastime. There's two things we do hard down here, and we work hard, and I tell you, when the day's over, that's when you play hard. Mate, it's rough and it's tough out here, and that's why I'm going to give it a go in the World Wrestling Federation. Do you think I'm tough enough? Well, mate, this is an Aussie drink beer. I'm Outback Jack. No worries, mate.
Outback Jack, indeed. Yes.
You know what you didn't know? Did you see that beer drinking companion of his with the big ears?
Norman, it's called.
Wrong. That's Mrs. Outback Jack.
Please.
Not many people know that, man.
It's been almost 3 years since the crowning of the World Wrestling Federation champion Hulk Hogan, since he won that title, and it's only fitting that we pay tribute and that the World Wrestling Federation acknowledges a reign of, well, in just a few weeks, it'll be close to 3 years that the champion Hulk Hogan has taken on all comers here, most of them guys that you represented that he put away. And it's now time to pay tribute to the champion. He did so on Piper's Pit. Let's go to the footage.
Now, Rowdy Roddy Piper.
And I'm still alive. In the true fashion of Piper's Pit, I have something, as you can tell, very prestigious and possibly the most important pit I have ever done in my life. Obviously, we have here a presentation, and to do the presentation, I would like the president of the WWF, Jack Tunney, to please come on out here and issue this presentation.
Thank you.
Pleasure to have you here.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're delighted to help honor a very special man on a very special occasion. Let me read what it says on this trophy. 3 years ago this week, you captured the WWF Heavyweight Championship belts in a memorable battle. You are one of the greatest professional athletes in the history of sports. You are a champion who has raised wrestling to heights never before scaled. You are one of America's most patriotic citizens. You are loved and idolized by men, women, and children of all ages. You are the single most recognizable star in the entire world. We salute you on the 3rd anniversary of your reign. Let's all honor the one and only Hulk Hogan.
It's yours.
Unbelievable. You know, January 23rd, 1984, when I won the world title, I knew there was something special, man. I knew there was some kind of electricity, but I never believed 3 long years down the road, thousands of people just like you would all turn into Hulkamaniacs and to receive an award. To receive an award for something that I believe in, the training, the saying the prayers, the eating the vitamins, to be rewarded for living this thing. This is unbelievable. This has got to be just as great as when I won the world title. This is going to be just as great as the first time I saw you Hulkamaniacs. And from here, it's higher and higher we go. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Ladies and gentlemen, Hulk Hogan's best friend, Andre the Giant. I'm sure you are coming in for congratulations, and I'm sure you have something to say.
3 years to be a champion. It's a long time.
It's a long time, yeah. Well, nice trophy here. There you go, Hogan. There's to you. World Heavyweight Champion, Hulk Hogan.
Congratulations, in fact, to Jack Tunney and the World Wrestling Federation. Whoa, what?
How can you congratulate Jack Tunney for what he did?
Why not? I thought it was a nice tribute.
It was a nice tribute to a man who held the World Championship for almost 3 years.
Well, what's
to
wrong
give
with
him
that?
like a 150, 200-pound trophy. That's a nice tribute.
What's wrong with that?
But what about Andre the Giant? I'm
What
no
about
friends
him?
of Andre the Giant, mind you, but what's right is right. This man is undefeated for 15 years. He didn't get zip.
Andre the Giant has received many accolades over the past 15 years, and many awards, in fact.
Well, why don't they do a big presentation like they do for Hogan?
Please.
That was an insult right there.
At Andre's own request.
Oh, don't give me that.
He's always
an
wanted
insult.
to stay sort of in
Tony,
the
show
back.
some respect.
We'll be back. Well, earlier on in the program, we had a chance to take a look at Norman, the four-legged bull friend.
I can't get over Jack Tunney.
Please, if I were to say to you, Brain, who is the two-legged bull right now here in the World Wrestling Federation, who would you say?
I think Moolah wrestled her about 3 months ago.
Oh, my God. I'm talking about Blackjack Mulligan.
Oh, the dumb one, the dumb bull.
Opposition for him this week here on Prime Time, Brutus.
He's got more
Beefcake.
flies than the Yankees.
Let's go to the match. All business since his return here to the World Wrestling Federation with a vendetta, saying he's going to clean it up.
And he might just do that.
Boy, he might.
He is a big, big man. I would imagine in the vicinity of 6'9", thereabouts.
Mountain
Gorilla.
of humanity, yes. 6'8.5", 6'9". Got to be close to that 400-pound mark.
Approaching 400 pounds. His arms are just enormous. His back spreads.
Look out, don't turn your back on the hammer. Oh, he did. And he got clobbered. This is not a tag team match, ref. What are you doing? Valentine has no business in the ring. Oh, there goes a referee.
Well, they don't care about him.
They just want to do some damage.
I can't understand why they're both in the ring there, and the referee is not able to do anything about it.
This match should be over right now. Why doesn't the referee call for the bell? In the meantime, Big Blackjack taking a tremendous beating here at the hands of both Valentine and Beefcake.
Well, if Blackjack can weather that part of this match, with both these men having attacked him viciously, very viciously indeed, perhaps he might be able to manage to stage a comeback himself and do something about it.
Threw everything at him but the kitchen sink, and the big guy's on his knees, but he's starting to unload with some big right hands, and Brutus is the recipient right now. Wow. No way.
Mulligan needs to get to his feet here. Oh, Brutus with a big leg drop and nobody home. And Blackjack coming up. A big right hand in the midsection. Brutus pounding away, but the big guy's trying to get... Oh, he made it. He's on his feet. Look.
Oh, look at the size of him compared to Brutus. Brutus himself is 6'5".
Beefcake, the recipient of that big right hand. Look out.
Wow. Oh, those massive arms. Cut down Brutus there as if he was just a matchstick.
He got the big guy riled up. Watch out. Flying elbow. He nailed him with it. Get the shower ready. It's over.
Oh, the big man made short work of Brutus in the end.
Boy, he's going to make life miserable for a lot of people here in the World Wrestling Federation. I know you didn't want to hear that. You know, I just want to say, I thought it was nice of Andre to come out and congratulate Hulk, because the Hulk has idolized Andre the Giant ever since he entered the realm of professional wrestling. Always looked up to Andre the Giant. That was his hero, and still is.
I'm amazed that Jack Tunney didn't have some kind of an award for Andre before now.
I already told you.
For other people, too.
He's already received a number of awards over the years.
But he's wanted to keep it to himself.
Andre doesn't like to be in the public eye.
I understand that, but they should have forced
Have you ever been to Andre's house? Highly unlikely. I have.
Why
he
would
has
I go
trophies galore.
But why isn't they make a big presentation out of it? I'm just saying.
We're talking about the world's heavyweight champion. Andre's not the world's heavyweight champion. There's only one world's heavyweight champion. That's Hulk Hogan.
And he
Are you too thick to understand
I understand that. I'm not too thick.
Right.
I'm saying that's not right.
Special pit
Do something for somebody that deserves it.
And now Jake the Snake Roberts in the Snake Pit.
You know, it's great, being in a position like this, because I have the opportunity to see some of the finest athletes in the world. And every country has great athletes, there's no doubt about that. So there's no need even naming them. But tonight, I've got a man that, well, I kind of think he's kind of different. Salvatore Bellomo, the Italian Stallion, huh? What a fine piece of work you are, huh? You are one of Italy's finest athletes, is that correct?
I am the best from Italy.
You are the best from Italy. No, what do they do with the rest of them? They bury them or what? I mean, come on. Take the jacket off here and show all these people what Italy has to offer, huh? Isn't this an amazing specimen here?
I'm a pure Italian, 100%.
100% Italian. Is it true that you are now carrying the flag that Bruno Sammartino has handed down?
Well, I will carry higher than him.
You will carry higher than Bruno Sammartino, huh?
Look at this physique here.
Oh, yeah. Turn him around and show him that back. What a back, huh? What a man. And you're the best that Italy has to offer.
The best ever been made in Italy.
Well, they got a hard time in that country, I guess so. But I understand now, you now live stateside, is that correct?
I live in Pennsylvania.
In Pennsylvania. So in other words, what you're telling me is they don't even want you in Italy now. Is that right?
Oh, you love me in Italy, and you love me more here in America. This is the reason.
They love you in America? I've watched you go to the ring, and the people boo you. Listen to them right now.
Oh, few don't like me, only few, but all the rest of Americans love me. This is the reason I'm in Italy. Look at this physique here.
Oh, you are the Italian Stallion, man. Look at this, huh?
I don't believe that.
Believe what?
Salvatore Bellomo trying to, Jake the Snake trying to humiliate Salvatore Bellomo on national television.
That was something uncalled for. He should have let Bellomo come out there and completely humiliate himself. Jake didn't even have to be there.
Salvatore did a pretty good job of that, too.
I'm the best athlete out of Italy.
Well,
he's a smart guy.
I'll tell you something. It doesn't
matter. He came over on the boat. That's where he got that body.
On the boat.
He rode for almost 28 days.
Doesn't matter too much what you say. It's what you can do inside that squared circle that counts. We'll be back.
Hey!
Seems like everybody and their grandmother wanted to get on the program this week when they heard that Hulk Hogan was going to be our feature attraction. And what more fitting way for Hulk Hogan to be on the program than to have a guy that he brought in, a protege of his own, a guy that he took out of the audience and made a superstar out of. I'm talking about Hillbilly Jim.
You know, since Hulk Hogan took over the career of Hillbilly Jim, when he plucked him out of that audience and put him in that ring, he hasn't advanced 1 minute.
Please.
He's still dumb.
He's in there with a tough guy, and Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Let's go to the action.
I got to see this.
The power and brute strength of the Hart Foundation, Jim the Anvil Neidhart, former professional football player, said it wasn't rough enough for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Didn't like the helmets and the shoulder pads and the rib pads and
he wanted to take more punishment. He said they were sissies wearing all that stuff. And he's learned a lot too from his tag team partner, Bret Hart. He's learned that fastness. They've worked out a lot together. They're a remarkable team, we must face that too. But even so, Jim Anvil, as a singles wrestler, he's certainly made a name for himself.
Hillbilly Jim always in a great mood. Whether he wins, loses, or draws in a match, he's always wanting to shake hands with everybody. Look at the Anvil, he doesn't want to shake hands. No telling what's in the pockets of those bib overhauls either.
And no, he's been known to produce something or other from those pockets from time to time.
Got on those spanking new, well, they're not new now, but they still look new because they're patent leather wrestling boots that were given to him, in fact, by Hulk Hogan.
Really?
For his first matchup as a professional wrestler.
Well, I would imagine the size of those two, Hulk Hogan and Hillbilly Jim, that they're the only boots that would fit him.
Probably so. Side headlock by the Anvil. Jim gets rid of him in a hurry. Wow. What happened?
Oh, he is a big man indeed.
The immovable object met the irresistible force.
Yes.
And Hillbilly's going to try a shoulder block. No, nothing happening. Ha, look at the Anvil laughing at him.
Oh, he's happy about that.
He's saying, come on, do it again, do it again. That was fun. Hillbilly is willing to oblige. Here he comes. Oh, he came off with a chop right on the top of the head of the Anvil. Sent him down to the canvas. Hillbilly having a good time right now at the expense of the Anvil. Wants to shake hands.
Hillbilly Jim really enjoys his wrestling.
Just have maybe a little test of strength here. Anvil said, look, I know you're taller than I am. Bring your hands down here. We'll show everybody who's more powerful. Now we get the lockup. Wow, went downstairs immediately. Putting Hillbilly down to his knee.
A little devious action there by the Anvil.
Oh, double leg pick.
Oh, a smack round the face to humiliate him.
Charging in and an arm drag. Didn't expect to see that from Hillbilly Jim. I don't think he expected us to see it either.
No, and I don't think Anvil expected that. He was the last one.
Got a wrist lock here, but he doesn't really know exactly what to do with it. The Anvil realizing he's got to get to his feet here. He can't have this big guy laying on him for very long.
No, and that was a tremendous show of power by Anvil to come out of that. Long arm. Ooh. I think the Anvil's quite groggy, you know.
Yes, he is.
He doesn't seem to be moving with much fluidity.
Oh, look at this. He's reaching in. He's trying to pick the big... Oh, he does. Whoa! He clotheslined him. Talk about power. The Anvil just showed us some of it as he literally picked up and dropped and clotheslined on that top rope. Hillbilly Jim.
1, 2,
that was a power move if ever I've seen one by Anvil, because he picked that 300 pounds plus Hillbilly Jim up with one arm.
He didn't really have any leverage involved. There was all brute strength of it.
Yes.
He wasn't in a position to get any leverage. Now he's making the big guy pay. Or you'll get an education in a hurry here in the World Wrestling Federation.
Absolutely. Hillbilly Jim didn't expect to be picked up there, and up he went and was brought forcibly down on that top rope. And he's in bad shape now.
2,
2 hands full of whiskers and a big right hand, and Hillbilly's in trouble. Capacity crowd just stunned here in the Boston.
Wouldn't you say this is an important match in the career of the Anvil?
Very important. If you lose to a big dumb hick from Mud Lick, it's over.
Where's the Colonel?
The Colonel?
Yeah.
Jimmy Sanders. I mean, Jimmy Hart.
Yeah, the manager.
He's around.
Yeah.
I don't know where everybody is. See, they always come to me to ask me things.
We'll be back
on the
with the
brain.
conclusion in a moment. Hillbilly Jim, a long way from Mud Lick, Kentucky. He finds himself in the north end of Beantown, Boston, in the Boston Garden, and facing an individual who has an awesome record. So let's go back to this matchup and see who the winner is.
Capacity crowd just stunned here in the Boston Garden. As he's manhandling right now, Hillbilly Jim.
Yes, he seems to be trying to crush the face of Hillbilly Jim.
No matter how big you are, when you're down on the canvas and you're on your back or you're on your side, all your power is left you.
Absolutely, and that's exactly where Neidhart wants his man. Well, maybe I'm wrong because he's picked him up, but I would have thought that Neidhart would have kept him in that position down on the canvas where he couldn't do much.
I believe the Anvil was trying to take a chunk out of the forehead of Hillbilly Jim. Big guy's been stunned here in the Boston Garden. Oh, Irish whip coming up. Hillbilly went in hard. Oh, he picked that right leg up. The Anvil telegraphed that one.
He telegraphed it. It ran right onto it, too.
And he's holding on to the side of his face. And he did some damage with that. Oh, and a headbutt does some further damage.
And it looks as if Hillbilly Jim's found his second wind because he's picked himself up.
Down for the cover, he's not going to get him.
Hillbilly Jim picked himself up from that awful position he was in, and now the pendulum has swung and swung back again.
Right to the kisser. Dragging him over into the corner where he can't back up on him. Now the Anvil unloading with everything that he's worth. Oh, there goes the referee.
You can't do that.
No, this match will be over, I'm sure.
He's in trouble. No, he definitely is in trouble.
How many times you need to be knocked down, referee? You're going to ring the bell or what?
I don't think he is. He's going to let him continue.
Referee not even sure where he is. Tapping the Anvil. He's ringing the bell now. It's about time. I'm sure we've had a disqualification here.
Well, let us see what the referee's decision is.
The winner of this match by a disqualification, Hillbilly Jim.
The Anvil doesn't like it, and he says this one's not over yet. Ramming Hillbilly in once again. Oh, he got caught that time.
He's caught him in those huge legs. Boom! Oh, my word.
Oh, he's got a hold of the goatee.
Oh, dear.
Jim says it's payback time, and indeed it is. And there goes the Anvil. I don't believe he'll be back.
I don't think so.
Disqualification, not the way that Hillbilly Jim wanted to win this match, but nonetheless, it is a victory for him here in the Boston Gardens. Keep your eye on this guy.
Not the kind of victory that Hillbilly Jim wanted, but I don't know. I think the Anvil got the message that just wasn't his night.
Well, I think the referee saved Hillbilly Jim from a good backside kicking.
You're dreaming. You're dreaming, as you usually do. Let me ask you this, Bobby the Brain.
Sure, shoot.
Okay?
I mean, ask.
All of a sudden, you are out of nowhere, just like a bolt out of the blue, you are on the side, so to speak. At least that's the opinion that I'm getting, the vibes that I'm getting of Andre the Giant, a guy who you personally had suspended.
That's right. But I'm going to tell you something right now. The reason I would stick up if it was you. If it was anybody that put in as much time as they have in this sport and went undefeated and didn't get zipped for it, and then Jack Tunney makes a big deal.
Why do you keep saying he didn't get zipped for it?
I didn't see it. And if it was you, if it was Hillbilly, I would stand the same. I am no friend of Andre's, but what's right is right.
Boston Garden, the setting. And whose backyard? The Duke of Dorchester.
See, now there, P. Doherty, the Duke of Dorchester. You say that just like that, the Duke of Dorchester, and you accept it. But you question me every time I talk about the king. Why is he the king? Why is he the Duke?
I know why he's the Duke, and I know why the other guy's the king. He's been on the throne too long. That's the only problem with him. Against a real tough customer in the All-American out of Syracuse University, talking about Mike Rotundo. Let's go to Boston Garden as we join us in progress.
He needs a little dental work.
Yes, he could do with a few partials there, I think.
No way, baby. No way.
What a nasty person he is. 24 hours a day, he's like that.
The strange thing is, although he takes a lot of punishment, he just keeps coming back for more. And quite often, it doesn't seem to affect him how much punishment he's taking.
Nice side mirror taking over the All-American out of Syracuse.
The occasional brilliant move, as always, by the Duke of Dorchester.
Screamer, he's a screamer as well.
The funny thing is, you cannot say he doesn't know he's wrestling, because he certainly does.
Oh, he does, in fact.
But he just cannot put 2 or 3 moves together. Now, why is that?
To have both oars in the water, Alfred.
Do you think that is his problem?
I think it is. Definite low blow there by the Duke. Oh, Rotundo didn't like it one bit, and he's showing exactly how he feels about it.
Rotundo is trying to make him out. He's looking at him. He really can't understand what this fellow's all about.
Standing wrist lock now turned into a hammerlock immediately. Snap there. Oh, he's going to get a wrestling education now. Oh, look at this chicken wing with the foot.
Rotundo's going to go back with that, and that is going to really hurt.
He never stops moving, though, the Duke. He's always going. Came up with a short end of that hold as well. Tries to roll his way out of it.
Didn't make that one.
Break it clean on the rope. Break it clean. 1,
Referee
2.
calling for a clean break. Big backdrop.
Oh,
whoa.
What a height to that backdrop. But look at the Duke. I mean, he's almost ready to get up now. And that was a tremendously high backdrop.
He felt that one. Shoulders are down there, but had the right arm already shot out of there. Growling.
Yes.
Like a St. Bernard.
Yes. I like Rotundo. He's quite cool. He's keeping all his posture, and he's showing the Duke how to wrestle.
It's tough because you never know what Pete Doherty is going to do. He's so unorthodox. He doesn't even know himself.
No, he doesn't. And I really think that Rotundo is still trying to work out what is in the mind of the Duke of Dorchester.
Went for an eye gouge to gain control. Immediately backed into the ropes. Now it's a tussle here to gain control. No, he's no small guy. He's above that 250-pound mark.
Oh, yes. Thick arms. He moves well. He's got good balance, but something wrong upstairs.
He's very pleased with himself right now. Maybe he's lasted already longer than he thought he would with Rotundo.
I think Rotundo's getting fed up with this. I think Rotundo is thinking now maybe he should finish this man off. That's if he can, of course. You never know, he might not be able to.
Well, I think the All-American, if he loses his cool here, this match will be over very shortly.
Where's he going now?
Look out.
Oh, God. He may fall off here.
Going to the top here.
One.
He didn't even make it all the way up there, and he's trapped now. Bombs away.
Oh, my word.
Elbow drop by Rotundo. He's about had it now, I guess.
Yes, I think he's in dire trouble now.
Oh, airplane spin coming
spin.
up.
A fast one. Oh, my word, look at that.
Chalk up another one on the left-hand side.
Oh.
This one is already over, Alfred. The Duke is down and out.
I don't think Rotundo even needed to take that leg. God.
Look at the Duke. I can't believe it.
Here is your winner, Mike Rotundo.
Mike Rotundo, the All-American out of Syracuse University. Very, very effective.
Yes, the Duke is already trying to make his way back.
Let's go back and take a look at the Duke as he made a fatal mistake here by going up into that high-risk area, the top turnbuckle. Rotundo immediately taking advantage of the situation.
Drop that short elbow on him. Throw him into
Look at this airplane spin coming up. Let's go back to live action if we can. Inside the ring as Rotundo is trapped in there with a dream team, and they're doing a number right now. Wow, I can't believe it.
Well, Rotundo was standing with his back. He was just leaning over the ropes talking to somebody.
What a number they're doing here. And
Well,
look out, here comes Danny Spivey. The tag team partner of Rotundo came out just in the nick of time.
Spivey shouted out what's going on, but it was apparent what was going on.
Well, thank God that the Golden Boy was close by, or things could have gotten really out of control here. We'll be back in just a moment.
Well, Duke of Dorchester was on a winning streak. You know, he did win a match. I thought he was going to retire. In fact, I interviewed him one time, and he said that when he won a match, he had a record of 2,874 straight defeats, and that when he won a match, he was going to retire because that was his goal in life. Well, he did, in fact, in the Providence Civic Center, win a match, but he didn't retire. Now he's got to start all over again, I guess. What do you care, right?
What do I care?
What do you care?
I don't care.
You're going to care when you see your man, Benedict Arnold, get his clock cleaned.
Well, you're going to care when you see that Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
Now you're going to know why the World Wrestling Federation decided to honor the world's heavyweight champion, Hulk Hogan.
Oh, hey,
3
please.
years.
I have had it up to here
I'm sure
with
you
him
have.
getting a trophy.
You didn't see any of your guys in your stable get a trophy, did you?
It's a family, and, well, let me tell you how many awards
We'll be
Orndorff
back with
has,
Scotty
and
in just a
Hercules and the
moment.
King.
Certainly looking forward to this next match because I expect to see a scientific match, Brain. Sometimes,
Scotty
you know,
McGee and Toma?
Tama.
Toma.
Tomaine. No, it's not
Who
Toma.
cares?
It's Tama.
Tama.
He cares.
Parents had 9 months. They came up with Tama.
So what's wrong with that? How do you know what that means?
Means tree ape.
No, it does not mean
That's where they
tree
live.
ape.
They live in the jungle. They're all savages.
We want to go back to the Boston Garden as we join this match in progress.
Tama, come on down here.
Scotty McGee and Tama. Let's go to the action.
Fetch.
And the referee, yes, agreed with him. It's not.
Another nice short forearm, perfectly legal, but wow, that's a roundhouse right there by Tama. Look out, headbutt, whoa. Put Scotty right down to his knees in a hurry. Nice half snap mare there, takes him over to the canvas.
That was a good move by Tama.
Scotty comes out, counters with a hip lock.
Tama didn't quite clear the mat there. He caught his head, but it still didn't seem to make much difference to him.
One in for a single leg pick, a nice block there by Scotty. He's in for one of his own.
Good leg dive.
There's that amateur
By
moves
McGee.
coming into play.
Yeah.
You never forget that. Once it's in your bloodstream and in your repertoire, you always go back and think about those kind of moves. greatest character builder I know for the youth of today is amateur wrestling.
Yes, the discipline that those youngsters have to maintain to be any good. And it's a Spartan life being an amateur as well. There's no money for it. We were talking about the experience then of these two wrestlers, and you were saying that Scotty McGee has the edge in experience, although they're both exceptionally young wrestlers. But as weighed against that, Tama has probably met more experienced opponents than Scott McGee.
Absolutely fact.
Thank you.
Out of the mouth of his lordship, Alfred Hayes.
Thank you very much.
However, right now, Tama in trouble, as Scotty is going to work on the left foot and leg. And it's underneath the ropes right now. He's going to have to break it. I couldn't stand that. If I was barefooted in there, somebody grabbed me by the foot, I'd be laughing and rolling around. Very sensitive, and that's why I never wrestled barefooted, I guess. Oh, look at that! Big tomahawk chop.
Some tremendous shots there by the Islander.
Inverted atomic drop, he nailed him with it. Perfectly legal maneuver.
Both these youngsters looking exceptionally smart, very fast. Neither of them at the moment showing any signs, well, maybe Tama is at the moment, but of being beaten. It's difficult to pin a man's shoulders if you haven't really knocked the living daylights out of them.
They certainly have exhibited to me that they're both in great physical condition.
Yes.
Something which you and I don't know too much about anymore, but we
Yes,
do our best.
Yeah, I passed that stage a few years back. Just a few years back. Scotty got both arms.
Chicken wing, both of them.
Behind him, and that's not a very enviable position to be in. From my own personal experience, I know the feeling of that one.
Turning into a little bit of a surfboard here. It's a sort of a helpless position. The only way to really come out of this is to come to your knees, get up onto your knees and turn around and get rid of some of that awesome pressure that's being put down on you. Of course, he's only 1 foot away from the ropes right now.
Yes, Scotty McGee has a lot of power in his upper body, and this type of move is really suited to him. Whereas Tama, he has a lot of power in his legs, and he likes to spring around and
he's fighting it. Oh, he almost had it turned around, but Scotty turns him back. Tama thinking about it. What is my counter option here? To turn it in would be seem to be the one that he knows how to do best. But look at that, the power of Scotty turns it 360 degrees right around, and he's still got it. Now shortens up the grip.
Scotty's going to hang on to that grip. He's shortened the grip. He's not going to hurt him that way, but he's going to keep the grip.
He turned it loose, and now he didn't do his homework. That won't hurt Tama. He loves that. He can do that all day.
Yes.
Of course, he wouldn't like a suplex. Who's going to get it? Block by the Islander. Oh, he nailed him with it.
And twisted him at the same time. And Scotty McGee came down very, very awkwardly from that. And took a really bad blow.
Oh, whipped in and whoa! He rammed that right shoulder right into the steel post. As by the time he got there, Scotty was long gone.
Tama underestimated the comeback ability of the young Englishman there.
Scotty gone to the outside, but he got trapped up there. He's caught. Oh, wow, that's halfway across the ring. Tama coming down now. Oh, he got nailed.
He really did get nailed, but the Englishman now is taking some heavy blows to his back, which is already a little suspect.
Things looking good. A nice forearm uppercut and another one. English style, I might add.
Yes, and so effective as well, especially the way Scotty's putting those in.
Reversal. Look out. Oh, he just let him go right by him.
Look at this.
Oh, big headbutt right to the sternum area. And it's Tama now going to the outside. And he's going up there like grease lightning.
And this is where he excels. He absolutely
high flyer, cross body, hooks the leg, referee way out of position, and he still gets a 3 count. Actually, he beat him by about a 5 count, Albert.
Yes.
Referee was so far out of position, he had to go all the way around to make the count.
Here's the winner, Tama.
Tama chalking up another impressive victory, this time in the Boston Gardens. Let's go back and take a look. Here it comes. Nobody home.
No, a miss there, and that was most unfortunate. But look at this move by Tama. A headbutt right to the heart, and then he takes his time because he knows he's got his man beaten. Even so, Scotty still gets to his feet. And this is where this young man excels on that particular part of the ring. Watch the height. Just tremendous height. Misses a little bit, like you said, Gorilla, but still has the ability to take that leg and hold him there for the 1, 2, 3.
Haku will be very proud of his partner, Tama, as he goes on to victory. I knew that would be an exciting... What are you looking at now?
Oh, I'm just
the latest edition of the World Wrestling Federation magazine.
You noticed a couple months ago, Elizabeth's picture was on the cover of this.
Yes, so?
And Macho Man said he should be on the cover. I mean, he's the athlete. And this shows you how much weight the man has and power with being the Intercontinental Champion. Whose picture's on the cover?
It should say right on the cover there, Thief of 1986. Does it say that?
No, but it shows him holding up the Intercontinental Championship.
That he stole right in the Boston Garden where we just came from with that last match from Tito Santana.
He's the champion.
Danny Davis was the referee in that match as well.
I wasn't there, I don't know a thing about it.
Obviously, but I was there. Can you get the magazine if you subscribe to the fan club?
Imagine. Well, I don't know. You think I'm going to join a fan club?
Well, why not?
Are you a member of it?
Hey, sure.
That's why I'm not.
For all you folks out there that want to join, if you want the number, it's 1-800-843-3409.
Do you get pictures of me?
I hope not.
If you
Our
do,
feature coming up in just a moment, World's Heavyweight Champion Hulk Hogan in the steel cage with Benedict. Well, this is the time of the program that we've all been waiting for, a chance to show you exactly the kind of material that the world's heavyweight champion Hulk Hogan is made of.
I am not going to rest until Hulk Hogan is finished in professional wrestling and is no longer heavyweight champion of the world.
In other words, you're not going to get any rest. Very little rest indeed.
Say what you want. It's going
possibly
to happen.
3 more years, possibly 13 more years.
This
Who
is
knows
the
the
year.
capabilities of Hulk Hogan? Let's go to the special steel cage matchup.
You bet. History in the making here in Hartford, Connecticut. And listen to the roar of these fans as the champion makes his way to the steel cage.
Yeah, but it seems to me, McMahon, that I already heard this music.
Obviously you have. Paul Orndorff stole Hulk's music, and tonight he will attempt to steal, cajole, whatever possible, the title away from this man who is now testing the strength of the steel cage.
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't think Mr. Wonderful is going to have to steal anything, McMahon, because nothing can be stolen inside a steel cage match. There will definitely be a clear-cut winner.
And champion Hulk Hogan entering the ring, I believe, the way that he just might exit over the top rope. Only 2 ways out. That's over the top rope or through the door. And the champion ripping away the T-shirt. And these fans are going nuts.
What a show of strength on the part of Hogan, McMahon. He can tear a T-shirt.
Well, I think you'll see plenty in the way of strength from the champion Hogan and perhaps from the challenger Orndorff as well.
Well, I'll tell you, ripping a T-shirt isn't going to psych out Mr. Wonderful, and look at Wonderful going at him.
Paul Orndorff wasting no time at all. Let's see. Oh, come on. Orndorff whipping Hogan with a championship belt that he wore into the ring.
And Mr. Wonderful has started the match off quick. He could be going for a quick one right here. He's going for the door.
He's going for the door. They open the door. Paul Orndorff trying to get out. Hogan hanging on to the ankle. Now remember, just no hose barred in the steel cage.
That's right, McMahon, and you can either go out the door or over the top of the cage. Either way out, first man whose feet touch the floor outside the ring is the new world heavyweight champion.
And anything goes on the inside. And wait a minute, the door's open again. Oh, Hogan made a lunge and grabbed the ankle once again of Orndorff.
Well, you know what they say, McMahon, it's better to be lucky than good. And I'll say Hogan's been lucky so far.
What's Davis doing at the door? The assigned official again is Joey Marella. Ooh, look at that.
Obviously, there's been 2 officials assigned to this match, McMahon.
Well, on my notes, I have 1 official assigned, Joey Marella. Davis has no business being down at ringside. Orndorff now, going up to the top rope. Paul Orndorff
I don't think Hogan can get him.
Orndorff going out.
He's too far out. We're going to have a new champion.
No, wait a minute. Hogan hanging on with a handful of hair.
I'll tell you what, Look at
that.
Hogan would not be the champion if Mr. Wonderful was bald.
Orndorff being hauled back into the cage. And champion Hogan is hammering away. Look at this. Orndorff upside down. The champion rams him into the cage. And again.
Now you're seeing the example of why this is the most brutal match in wrestling. Right there.
Orndorff still on his feet, maybe not for long, as champion Hogan continues to batter away.
Well, the tide is shifted to Hogan right now, and if Hogan is smart, he'll make a move. Oh, look at this, McMahon. No wonder he wears the headband in the ring. Look at that. He's choking out Mr. Wonderful with a headband. Look at that. What? Don't you tell me you didn't see nothing either.
I don't see it now as Hogan continues. Wait a minute. Champion Hogan going up to the top rope. He's going to get out over. No. Orndorff with a handful of tights. Now hooks the ankle. Paul Orndorff trying to yank the champion back down. Right hand in the midsection. Bends the champion over. And another one. Orndorff is tenacious.
Well, I'll tell you
what an uppercut.
Orndorff is lucky after being choked out with that illegal headband that Hogan wore into the ring. There it is, laying on the mat. Now don't you tell me you didn't see nothing.
In comparison to the damage a steel cage can do, that bandana means absolutely nothing. Both men will probably never be the same after this match is over.
Well, for once, McMahon, I'm going to agree with you one time, because I'll tell you what, inside that steel cage, you get your entire body, head, face, arms rammed into that cage, and you definitely are not the same when you come out of a match like this.
Right now, the champion hanging on to Paul Orndorff, both men inching their way over to the open door, and Orndorff on his way out. No, missing with the elbow. Orndorff attempting and missing again. Champion Hogan on his feet. Look at this. Can you sense the tide is turning again, Jesse?
Apparently it is, and Orndorff's going for the top, but he's not going to make it.
Look at that. Champion Hogan hammering away. And again. Off the ropes. Here comes the champion.
Boom. Big right hand drop, Mr. Wonderful, right in the mat. Now Hogan's going for the door.
Oh, wait a minute. Come on, unlock it now. They had it unlocked for Orndorff. Finally unlocking it for the champion. He could have been out of the cage by now.
Well, you notice it was Joey Marella that was having the trouble getting the door open.
That's because Davis had it locked.
As it's supposed to be locked, McMahon. What's it supposed to be, open?
Orndorff ramming the head into the lower abdomen of the champion Hulk Hogan. Remember, anything goes.
Well, I'll tell you, McMahon, look at these 2 guys. This reminds me of the Thrilla in Manila with Ali and Frazier. Neither one of these guys will be the same when this is over. It's taken its toll on both of these guys.
It has indeed come down to this, and Heenan shouting instruction to Paul Orndorff. Orndorff on his feet.
Orndorff's trying to measure the champion. He's trying to deliver that one blow that'll knock Hogan down enough so that Mr. Wonderful can make his escape out of this cage.
Headbutt by Paul Orndorff. He'll try anything to win the title.
As well, he should try anything, McMahon. It's a championship of the world on the line. You're going to do whatever it takes.
And the championship at stake in this most unusual manner. No holds barred. The first man out of the cage in any manner, either over the top or through the door, whose feet hit the floor, will be declared the victor. And, oh, block. No, wait a minute. Both men in and both men down, and I think they're out. What happens here?
I don't know. Maybe they count. Maybe they wait until tomorrow. But we're going to sit here until one of them gets up. They both heads hit that cage at the same time, and it's going to be the man now who can reach down with that intestinal fortitude, the guts, who wants it the most, who's going to get out to the floor, McMahon.
And also the man who can reach down and have a little something extra going for him, like maybe 20,000 Hulkamaniacs. Look at this. Champion Hulk Hogan is climbing up on the opposite. Wait a minute.
But so is Mr. Wonderful. They're going up opposite sides.
Champion Hogan.
Hogan has the lead right here. Mr. Wonderful's gaining on him. He's gaining on him.
No, he's not. Hogan, drop down, drop down, drop down, drop down.
Wonderful, Wonderful hit first. Mr. Wonderful hit the floor first.
Hulk
no, no. Danny Davis, the senior official, has declared Mr. Wonderful the winner.
No, I can't believe that. What's going on? What is going on here? Davis claims Orndorff is the victor,
and Morella's claiming Hogan's the victor. We've got a referee on each side declaring winners.
Davis knocked Morella down. Morella's the assigned official.
Well, what happened there? The senior official took charge.
Listen, these fans upset. Mass confusion here in Hartford. Orndorff sneaking around behind
the champion. Look at this, Hogan manhandling
a knee to the back. Down to the canvas. Orndorff rammed the knee, and Hogan took out Danny Davis. Joey Morella, the assigned official.
We still have no word as to what has happened here.
I know what happened. Champion Hogan successfully defended his title.
No, he did not.
Yes,
he did not. Orndorff hit that floor first, man.
Cool.
You didn't even see him choking him out earlier. How can we judge with your eyes?
Wait a minute. Let's listen to this.
By the referee in charge, that the result of the match is a tie.
It can't end. No way. A steel cage match cannot end in a tie.
Therefore, the referee has instructed both wrestlers to continue the match inside the cage.
The match continues.
Yes, just as soon as we get both men back inside the steel cage, we'll have the continuation of the first steel cage match in network television history. Stay tuned.
First. Are you kidding?
You got to admit it.
You got to be the luckiest guy alive to get another crack at. You already blew the cage match.
I mean, I got to be the luckiest guy alive. Well, Hogan's got to be the luckiest guy alive.
Are you kidding? It
Joey
was obvious to everyone in the building that the champion came down first.
It was obvious to everybody.
Danny Davis sticking his nose in where it don't belong again.
He is the senior referee. Joey Morella's just a young punk. He doesn't even belong out there.
Joe Morella was the official assigned for that particular matchup. Danny Davis had no business whatsoever down there at ringside.
As they were coming down from the vantage point out, as soon as their foot touched, I looked under the ring.
Vantage point? You weren't even looking at where Hogan was. All you were interested in is where Orndorff was.
I looked right under the ring, and I saw Hogan's foot hit that much after Orndorff's foot hit. Where is the gold?
Let's let the fans decide who in fact wins this match. Let's go back to it.
We are back in Hartford, Connecticut at the Hartford Civic Center and the resumption of the steel cage match. And Paul Orndorff with a handful of hair of the champion Hulkster. Look, he's dragging him all over the timekeeper.
Well, I'll tell you, McMahon, it's obvious that Hogan doesn't want to get back in that cage. Look, you got Orndorff and referees trying to put the champion back inside. I believe the champion's saying he's had enough.
I don't think that's the case. Orndorff now coming in. He's on it. Why did he go over the top now?
He can't go over the top at this point. He has to have both feet into the ring. Now he can go over the top. Now he can go over the top. But he has to get both feet inside the ring. Both contestants must be in there before one man can get out.
Paul Orndorff, I believe, grabbing some sort of foreign object that was thrown in, perhaps by Heenan, rubbing it into the eye of the champion Hulk Hogan. Now, there, as far as I'm concerned, that's the highlight of the match so far. Danny Davis being carried back.
You would say that after Hogan manhandled Danny Davis. Well, I suppose Hogan's got it the way he wants. There goes Danny Davis after Hogan puts him out of commission. He's being carried out. But I don't think it's going to help Hogan.
Davis had no business being at ringside. The appointed official, Joey Morella, is at the door where he should be. Davis taken back. And if you'll recall, it was Orndorff who drove the knee into champion Hulk Hogan, who then fell into Danny Davis.
You know, McMahon, I'm getting real tired of your biased announcing. You've sat here tonight, and you've cheered for Hogan. You've rooted for Hogan to hit the floor first. You've done everything for your champion, Hulk Hogan. I'm getting tired of it, real tired of it.
Right now, Paul Orndorff appears to have the upper hand. Orndorff, a moment ago, driving a left hand down into the facial area of champion. Wait a minute. Hawks are kicking out with authority. Orndorff continues to hammer away.
Those blows seem to have no effect on Hogan.
Champion Hulk Hogan getting it all together. This capacity crowd is going wild. Hogan now moving in on challenger Paul Orndorff. This the ultimate in wrestling competition. Look at that. Ooh, and a chop.
Well, the tide has turned right here. It's gone into Hogan's favor. Orndorff's going to have to do something to rally here.
A handful of hair by the champion. And Paul Orndorff, I believe, is about to be rammed into the cage. Yes!
Boom. That's why it's the most dangerous match in wrestling, McMahon, right there.
Orndorff being held up by the champion and again rammed. Orndorff, I believe, is out on his feet.
I guess ramming someone's head in the cage is what the All-American should do, right, McMahon?
Wait a minute. You were the one that called this the ultimate matchup. You were the one that said how brutal this match was. It's survival of the fittest, pure and simple in there. And right now, it appears as though champion Hulk Hogan is going to be the survivor.
It's just a shame for Mr. Wonderful at this point because he already won the match earlier.
Your opinion only. And now, yes, Orndorff again. Oh, my. Was he ever rammed into the cage that time? The Brain Heenan almost got a foot from champion Hulk Hogan. At least in this steel cage matchup, at least there's no interference from Bobby Heenan. He cannot get in there. Look at this. Up now, in the air, down across the knee.
Devastating backbreaker.
And drops the leg of the champion. Orndorff is cut. Bleeding.
If Hogan's smart, he'll make a move to get out of there.
And that's what's happening, but Bobby the Brain Heenan's making a move to get into the cage. What's going on here? The champion going out, but wait a minute. Heenan hanging on to the ankle. Orndorff back on his feet as well. What is going on?
I'll tell you what's going on. Heenan's buying Orndorff some time in there.
Here comes the champion. Orndorff trying to get out of the cage. Blocked by the champion.
Big right hand by Hogan. Another right hand by Hogan.
Orndorff.
Atomic drop.
Hey, wait a minute. Look at this. Heenan whipped to the cage.
Oh.
The champion going up.
We got a race going on now.
Higher.
Orndorff's going for the door.
Champion Hogan going on the way out. Orndorff almost at the door, and
An atrocity, McMahon. This is horrible. I'm telling you, Orndorff won the match earlier.
Is there any doubt in your mind who ultimately won this match?
There's plenty of doubt in my mind who won this match. Now what's going on? Hogan's coming back in the ring. Oh, it's not good enough that he's declared the winner. Oh, now the big champion. What's he gonna do?
Heenan turns around.
Oh, what an All-American. Punches a manager.
That's not a manager, that's a weasel. Heenan. Oh, my, look at that. They deserve each other. And finally, we have the ultimate victor inside the steel cage. And here you can take a look when Hogan won the match the first time. Look.
Yeah, you take a look here, McMahon. You look close. Let's find out.
Hogan drops first.
Now, no, Hogan's legs are bent. Orndorff's are straight. There's no doubt Orndorff's hit the ground first.
That's not the way I saw it, but you can bet these 20-some thousand fans here in Hartford are 1,000% behind this man, champion Hulk Hogan, and look at that.
There he is, right there. You can see Mr. Wonderful. There's the replay again. Let's look at it again. Hogan's legs are bent. You can see Mr. Wonderful's legs are straight. Wonderful is probably, I would say in my estimation, 0.03 of a second quicker.
That's debatable, but what is not debatable is what you alluded to earlier on. I don't believe champion Hogan or challenger Orndorff will ever be the same after this matchup. It just took too much out of.
Well, it definitely does. A cage match is designed for that, McMahon. Both of these guys will never be the same, as you said. I will agree on that point.
However, at least we have decided one thing. Hogan, without a question of a doubt, has settled the score once and for all with Orndorff.
I disagree, McMahon. Mr. Wonderful won the first time when Danny Davis, the senior official, declared him the winner. What's Hogan saying? He loves me.
I don't think that was directed
He was pointing right at me.
Yeah, I'm sure he'd like to point at you, all right. Look at these fans. They go nuts for this extraordinary athlete. World Wrestling Federation champion, Hulk Hogan, victorious here in Hartford, Connecticut, in the ultimate matchup, the steel cage matchup.
What an unbelievable individual, and what a despicable display you did. Once more, you had every opportunity in the world to have within your family now the world's heavyweight champion. While the referee Danny Davis was out there, you controlled him, you controlled the opening and closing of the cage. When he was eliminated, you threw some kind of a foreign object into the ring to aid your man, Benedict Arnold. When that wasn't good enough, when you saw the end in sight, you physically went into the ring and got involved in the steel cage matchup and paid the price for it. You took, supposedly, now this has been a week or so, or 2 weeks that's gone by, you took supposedly the split screen of both coming down supposedly at the same time to Jack Tunney. Obviously, Jack Tunney saw it the way everyone else did because the Hulkster is still the champion.
I haven't got an answer yet from Jack Tunney. Oh, Jack Tunney's too busy out. He's too busy giving awards to Hogan. He's too busy letting a match continue again. He's too busy letting Hogan put his hands on me. Now, you can do whatever you want to me and Orndorff. Oh, it's all over this year.
I love it. Well, folks, we promised you that 1987 would be a historic year here on Primetime Wrestling, and if that is any indication of what it's going to be a beauty. The acclamations delivered to World Wrestling Federation heavyweight champion Hulk Hogan, so richly deserved, as the millions of Hulkamaniacs all over the entire world are seeing a champion that they really can look up to, someone that can be idolized. Obviously, you don't feel that way. You are down and out the way you deserve to be down and out after some of the things that you did out there. Once again, I'm extremely happy to be able to bring you world's heavyweight champion Hulk Hogan. There goes the brain. We'll see you next Monday.